crazy. It's Merrick Olivier! Hi, my name is Merrick. I study the conditions under which you can know something. So I'm what academics refer to as an epistemologist, and what my friends refer to as a know-it-all asshole. I did try and explain to them recently that from an epistemic standpoint, I know very little, if anything at all. And to their credit, I think this reverberated with them, because now they've chosen to refer to me as an ignorant asshole. So my specific topic is knowledge from falsehood within a virtue reliabilist perspective. There's nothing funny about that. My topic is drier than California now. So instead of going over that, I thought I'd use this as a sort of group therapy session where I can air out some grievances that I have about being a PhD epistemologist. But first, I want to address some assumptions people make about me when I say I'm a philosopher. They tend to assume that I'm, into psychedelics, or that I'm vegan, or that I'll never have a well-paying career. And to those people, man, I say, you're absolutely right, on all accounts. But while I may be a mushroom-eating vegan with a future as bright as a nightlight, you forget my finest quality, and that's that I will debate you on any subject until one of us dies of malnutrition. By the looks of it, that'll be you. It's a compliment. So when I graduated with my master's degree, it felt a lot like getting out of prison. Because I was finally able to roam around freely, pursue hobbies, and a whole host of wholesome careers. And now I realize that going into a PhD is a lot like asking for a few more years behind bars, preferably in solitary confinement. But you know what? It's not to say that PhD research and prison are on equal footing. One's clearly better than the other. Because in prison, you get paid for your labor. You're also guaranteed 3 square meals a day. And I've heard that you have a much better chance of getting laid. Consult the old epistemic hand here. So I think I'm just entering my 4th year as a PhD student. Hold your judgments, please. And like I said, I've collected some grievances, so I want to start by addressing conferences. What the hell's up with academic conferences? I don't know if it's the same for all academics, but for epistemology, it seems to be just like really big sweater vest conventions. Everyone's just arguing who's got the best Argyle style. And to get to them, it often involves traveling great distances, at your own expense, just to get up in front of a bunch of know-it-all assholes who sit there in judgment, waiting for you to mess up so they can criticize you. Come to think of it, it's a lot like stand-up. At my first conference, someone asked me, "Hey, Merrick, what are your research interests?" That threw me off. I asked, "What do you mean, research interests? I thought people get into academics for the fame and the fortune." Once I was cured of my misapprehension, I knew I needed to expand my skill set, which is what brings me here tonight, to do stand-up in a pub for free. Now, I think the thing I hate most about PhD research, or being a PhD student, is having to grade essays. Do you guys do that too? No? No one has? Well, they are the worst. You spend countless hours just reading through papers and writing comments that no first year's gonna read. And honestly, some of them are so incoherent, I can't make out what they're trying to say. I mean, I recently had someone submit an assignment with no punctuation. No full stops, no commas, no nothing. There weren't even any words. Apparently, they accidentally submitted a dick pic. Me being the caring TA that I am, though, I did leave feedback. I said, "I expected your submission to be a bit longer." Speaking of short dick pics, I found dating as an epistemologist to be quite difficult because the more you research, the more you realize how little you actually know. And that becomes difficult when you have a partner. Because on one hand, you want to be honest with them. But on the other hand, you don't want to sleep on the couch. And an example when this dilemma comes into play is if someone asks, do these pants make my butt look fat? The proper answer from an epistemologist is, I don't know. Could be their butt that makes their butt look fat. Another real-world example that happened to me was when a girl asked, do you love me? Again, an epistemologist would answer, I don't know. Because you could be confusing your emotions with love. But I wasn't going to say that. I'm not going to sleep on the couch. So instead, I deflected. I said, as the great philosopher Hathaway once said, what is love? Not a heartbeat. Yeah. So, being an epistemologist is bittersweet, because you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're the arbiter of knowledge, but the frustration of knowing that no one cares. And that's because no one uses the technical definition of knowledge. You never hear someone go, how do you know that Donald Trump's actually president? You could be in a brain in a vat, imagining him to be president. Brain in a vat scenarios are not something that epistemologists just write off. So I will say this, though. If I am a brain in a vat, and he's the best choice that I can come up with for president, I've got a severely masochistic brain. Now, what's more frustrating is being an epistemologist specifically in the US. Because over there, they treat knowledge as more of a sickness. As a symptom of the systemic disease known as higher education. That's because Americans value opinion more than knowledge. But as my mom told me growing up, she said, Merrick, opinions are like belly buttons. Everyone's got one, and most smell like shit. So something I realized recently was that most academics get applauded for flexing their academic muscle, not epistemologists, which is looked down as weird or stupid or ignorant. And this became clear when I was back in the US. I got stopped for speeding. And I tried to get out of the ticket naturally. I told the cop, technically, according to Zeno's paradox, motion is an illusion. So I was stationary this entire time. I ended up getting 2 tickets. One for speeding and one for driving under the influence. I took a drug test, though, and I got the second charge dismissed, but the judge did tell me I should, quote, try not to act so high next time. Another occasion where I put on my epistemology hat, probably inappropriately, was in the delivery room. My wife gave birth, and the doctor said, congratulations, it's a beautiful baby girl. And I said, hold on a second. How do you know it's not actually an ugly baby boy trapped in a beautiful baby girl's body? He must have doubled as epistemologist, though, because he was quick to say, I don't know. How do you know you're the father? So, perhaps my biggest grievance, or it used to be my biggest grievance as an epistemologist, is that we're not represented in pop culture. You know, even the humble chemist turned meth dealer gets his own show. Not us. You don't hear stories of knowledge man flying around saving you from false beliefs. No books, no movies, no nothing about us. And I thought that sucked for a while, but now I realize it might be for the best. Because how much less exciting would someone like Liam Neeson be if he played an epistemologist instead of a serial assaulter? You can just imagine how that Taken monologue went, huh? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. Matter of fact, I don't really know anything. If you want money, I don't have any. Got a mountain of student debt, and I spent the last of my conference stipend on a sweater vest. What I do have, though, is a particular set of skills. A set of skills that make me a nightmare for someone like you, that no one will pay me for. Now, if you let my ugly baby boy and beautiful baby girl's body go, that'll be the end of it. If not, I will find you. I will hunt you down. Wait, when I find you, I will debate you until I die of malnutrition. So this has all been about me airing out some grievances, but I want to end on a positive note. What I like about being a PhD epistemologist. For one thing, I've acquired a taste for ramen. When I say ramen, what I mean is pot noodle. Living within the means. And secondly, I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, and nothing gets my heart beating faster than realizing I will soon be entering the job market with very few marketable skills. Now you're probably asking yourself, Merrick, if you hate this so much, why do you keep going? It's a good question. And I'll tell you, there's only one thing motivating me at this point to get my PhD. And that's the thought of one day, if I'm ever on a plane, and someone's having a heart attack, and the stewardess calls out, "Is there a doctor on board?" I can honestly stand up and confidently say, "I don't know."